In this video, we're going to touch on a little bit of how models are actually represented in Ruby on Rails. If we go ahead and jump into our text editor and take a look at a particular model file, and you'll notice I'm inside my application, my app folder, the models folder, and I'm looking at the movie.rb, and this is my model class. So the class name is movie. Remember, the table name was movies, and because of Ruby conventions, we capitalize the first letter of our class name, and it's a subclass of Active Record base. Now, the Ruby on Rails has a great API that's accessible online, and you can actually install this locally too if you wish, and it's accessible from the Ruby on Rails website. Then you click on Documentation, and you'll see Complete API, the link right here. Click on that, and it takes us to this split screen. Over here are all of our classes that we have access to and the documentation for them. We're going to go down to Active Record and find base. And here's our Active Record base. Now there's lots of other classes that are subclasses of this. We're mainly interested in the base at the moment. This documentation shows us how we create. We've done this in a prior video where we created this from the command line console. This is the same type of code that you can also use inside of your controllers to create and save your models. We have various conditions when we do finds and that type of thing. So it covers basically how to use the model, Active Record model. If we go down here, you'll see all the methods that are available to the Active Record class, and I encourage you to go through these and explore them so you understand what each of them does. The primary ones that you're really interested in are new, which creates a new object that can be instantiated from there. Another one would be the find. Jump back here and go to find. Find is what you can use to narrow down which records you're actually looking at, and find gives you back a hash of or an array of your records that then you can march through one by one and take a look at with like a for loop or something like that. So I'd go through in depth here, and when we get into advanced models we'll talk about more how finds work. Then the other main one that you're interested in here is save. This actually takes a particular instantiated object and saves it out to your database. You got to remember to do that. And it has two actions. If the record doesn't exist, it'll create a new one and save the attributes to that. If it does, it'll simply update the attributes in that particular record. Also notice there's a different type of save that has the bang after it, but this one raises an exception if it couldn't happen instead of returning false. Remember, Ruby methods always return something, and in this case it's true or false. But with the bang, it actually raises an exception, a record not saved exception, allowing you to do something with it. So there's many different methods that you have access to here, and it behooves you to go through and take a look at them, get familiar with them via this API documentation.